First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, and double honors to the elder apostle GMS who rule well. Salute you brothers pushing this word and preaching the sincerity and strength by YAHAWASHI. Right? We are here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked, destructive kingdom known as Babylon the Great. Okay? And gather the elect out of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, which consists of the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, contrary to popular belief. Now, before the camera came on, me and this brother was having a conversation about Issacharite that he encountered. So go ahead, bro. Go ahead and tell him what you were telling me.
Come. Yeah, I was telling the elder, man, that they got this this Issacharite at the job where I work at, and I see him moving around and stuff like that, and I just observe and stuff like that, and he be moving, you know what I'm saying? He be fucking working his little ass off, man, and you know what I'm saying? Every so often, you know what I'm saying? I'll speak to him, you know what I'm saying? Or he'll say something to me or whatever. And so what was it? I think it was like either Thursday of, you know what I'm saying, of this past Thursday. He came up to me, man, and he was just like, man, he's like, man, I don't understand why, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? His supervisor, man, he intends to try to move me to another area, and then when I move to that other area, some way, somehow, he happens to bring me back to this area where he's got me located right now. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah, man, I guess he comes to conclusion, or he realizes that I be working my ass off, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So he'll bring me back to this this certain area over there. So I was just like, oh man, I was just like, yeah, that's what's up, man. I was like, yeah, I'm watching, man. He's like, yeah, man, I don't know why, man. I get into the zone, or I get into a certain vibration or whatever, man. I just be moving. And I was like, yeah, man. I was like, shit. I was like, you know why? And he was like, nah, like, why you say that? And I was like, man, cause I try to hit him with something that he'll relate to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, something that'll get his attention. So I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, cause you're in Azteca, man. And he was like, oh yeah, man, for sure, man. He's like, yeah, I'm in Azteca, and you're in Azteca, you know what I'm saying? My old lady's in Azteca, and brother over there, he's in Azteca too, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yeah, man, I mean, you're right, But I hit him with that just because I know that he'll be familiar with it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, I caught his attention or whatever, and I was like, yeah, man. And he was like, yeah, man, Aztecas, man, he was like, they were real smart people, man. And I was just like, yeah, man, they were. You know what I'm saying? To an extent, you know what I'm saying? Once you understand the scriptures, then you'll understand what I'm saying. And he's like, yeah, man, they're very smart people, man. They were able to, you know what I'm saying, read the stars and read the sun and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, yeah, man, that's true. You know what I'm saying? That's true. The reason you can move it like that, you know what I'm saying, is because it's in you, man. You're really designed to do that, man. It's like you're a burro, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're a donkey, man. What's a donkey used for, man? You know what I'm saying? For labor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hard work.
Yep.
This I got this in Genesis 30 and 18. It says, and Leah said, power had given me my hire, because I have given my handmaid to my husband, and she called his name Issachar. Now, when you deal with the word Issachar, when you look it up in the Hebrew, how you say it in the Hebrew is Yashikar. But the meaning of it is he is hired. So the supervisor seen Issachar, how he was working, and he hired him to move around in them situations because he knew Issachar can knock it out, and it's in his spirit. That's why he was hired, man. I'll read that again.
Hired him quick too, man.
You see, this is Genesis 30 and 18. And Leah said, the power had given me my hire, because I have given my handmaid to my husband, and she called his name Issachar. Okay? So Issachar mean hired, man, or he is hired, man. See that? So, like the brother was going into, dealing with Issachar, that's why that Edomite supervisor was moving him around like that. Go ahead, bro.
And he actually put him in a position, man, where, because I was there, you know what I'm saying, way before he came there, you know, and he actually put him in a position, man, where prior to him, there was actually 3 people there, man. You know what I'm saying, handling what he's got him handling. You know what I'm saying? They actually had 3 people doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you got a 3-man job and 1 person doing, which is Issachar. See that?
Gun.
See how they work the tribes, man?
Gun.
See how they work the tribes, man? See that? But go ahead, bro.
Gun. So when I was, you know what I'm saying, when I was talking to him, you know what I'm saying, I just, you know, of course in the back of my mind, you know what I'm saying, certain things, you know what I'm saying, in the scriptures pop up, you know what I'm saying, but I don't hit him with it, you know what I'm saying, because I know, you know, like the elder always says, you know, hey, you hit Jake, man, you know, with certain scriptures, man, and they'll run off, man, you know what I'm saying, so I tried to keep it, you know, at a certain level, you know what I'm saying, just to, you know, just to see, you know what I'm saying.
Continue on with the conversation.
Yeah, continue on with the conversation, and you know what I'm saying, sometimes, you know, the spirit will jump on you, man, to, you know, kind of want to go hit, you know, Jake with something, you know what I'm saying, because you see him doing what he's doing, and then sometimes he hits you with questions that he don't understand, or he don't, you know what I'm saying, and you want to, you know what I'm saying, you want to, you know, enlighten them, you know what I'm saying, but sometimes when you do that, man, it goes over their head, man, and shit, they fucking end up taking off, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when you tell Jake certain things, you thinking that it's milk, but really it's meat. And sometimes Jake can't take that in, and they'll get away from him, man. Too much for him. But you thinking it's milk, you thinking, oh, it ain't nothing. But this thing is spiritual, man. It be too heavy for him, man. So they got to get away from him. Go ahead.
So there's a thing, man. There's a thing that you know what I'm saying, like I told him, you know what I'm saying, yeah, man, you know, you be moving and doing what you do, man, you know what I'm saying, it's in you, man, you know what I'm saying, it's in you. You ain't got no choice, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you're like a burro, man, you know what I'm saying, like a donkey, you know what I'm saying, and you know, for all you know what I'm saying, that understand, you know, a donkey is used for labor, man, you know what I'm saying, especially, you know what I'm saying, you know, you understand how farms and stuff like that work, man. It's usually the donkeys that you put in hard labor, man, you know what I'm saying, and so yeah, I was just, you know, hitting him with a couple little things, you know what I'm saying, and he said something about yeah, man, about the pyramids, you know what I'm saying, and how the, you know, the Aztecas actually had you know, a way. He didn't mention the pyramids. He just said that they had a way to be able to measure the time, you know, through the sun, through the moons, and through the stars. And I was just like, yeah, man, that's true. You know what I'm saying? That's true. You know, and I actually told him, I was like, man, well, let me hit you with a question, man, since you bring that up. I was like, you ever wonder, man, why there's pyramids over there in Egypt, and there's also pyramids in Mexico? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, I didn't know there was pyramids in Mexico, which I understand, you know what I'm saying, because he said he was from California. I asked him where he was from. He said he was from California, and I know where there was that split in between the United States and Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Some of the tribes actually stayed on the northern side of the border. You know what I'm saying? And they never really went to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? They just kind of stayed on this side. So there's, you know, 3, 4, 5 generations of Issacharites in Cali. You know what I'm saying? That never really, you know what I'm saying, went to Mexico.
Yeah,
so that's why
back down into Mexico, and they lose their history.
That's why when you hit certain Issacharites, you know what I'm saying, which me and the elder always, you know, inside joke, you know what I'm saying, we see the fucking cactus on your forehead, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And basically saying, man, you know what I'm saying, we know, you know what I'm saying, you so-called Mexicans, man, but some of them Issacharites over here in California, you can't hit them with that. You tell them they're Mexican, man, they look at you sideways, and they say, nah, man, we're Indians. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because they really never was forced to go all the way to Mexico.
Which they was told that by their conquerors, that they were Indian. You know, by the conquistadors. You know, they ain't no Indian. The Israelites. Okay? But that's what they'll say, because they've been told that by their conquerors. You know? But and there, when you hit them with certain things dealing with Mexico, they've been disconnected from that, you know, from their history, and you know, that'll throw them off, man. You thinking, look, they know, but nah, they don't, man. Jake knows certain things, but Jake don't when you get into these scriptures, man, you light years ahead of Jake, man. The average Jake, man. Okay, you light years ahead of him when you get in these scriptures, man. Understand these scriptures, understand his history. You light years ahead of him, man. Okay, but that's what happens, man. Jake gets disconnected from their heritage, their history, man. You know. And he probably think that's the language of the Aztec, Spanish.
Hey, and it's funny that you say that. It's amazing because we actually got into that too. You know what I'm saying? The fact that that's really, you know what I'm saying, not our language. You know
Okay.
You know, because you have a lot of us that were conquered by the Spaniards. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the so-called Latin tribes will speak Spanish and embrace it like it's our language, like that's ours, that's our language. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that it's really from the Spaniards.
Or they'll say that Spain is the motherland.
Right. Spaniard.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, man. I was like, shit, that's not really our language. You know what I'm saying? So this is before. You know what I'm saying? Because in the back of my head, you know what I'm saying, through the power of YAHAWAH, SHAM, YAHAWASHI, man, scriptures are popping up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, man, should I hit him with it? You know what I'm saying? Or not? You know what I'm saying? So we talking, you know what I'm saying? And we get into the fact of, talking about the languages and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's really what, it wasn't our language. You know what I'm saying? Not even Spanish, or English. You know what I'm saying? That was just our conquerors. You know what I'm saying? Whoever conquered us, you know what I'm saying? Really, that's what they put on us.
Yeah, the conquistadors. And when the conquistadors came over here, they knew that the Aztecs, which are Issachar, were speaking Hebrew because they didn't understand the language. That's why they had Hebrew interpreters. But what they wrote down, which I got the records, and if I find it, I'll put it up to show you right now. If I find it in the books that I got, but I got it. But you can look right now and I'll put it up. But when the Spaniards heard them speak, they would try to write down how it sounds, you know what I'm saying, according to what the so-called Aztecs speak. And they were saying a Mashiach, which means anointed, but when the Spaniards wrote it down, they wrote it down Mashika, okay? But the so-called Aztecs were saying a Mashiach, okay? But the Spaniards wrote it down as Mashika. So that's where you get the term Mexican from, because that's how they translated it. That's how they understood it. But the Spaniards weren't speaking Hebrew. It was the so-called Mexicans, so-called Aztecs, which are Issachar, which are of the nation of Israel. Okay? So like I said, you know what I'm saying, if I find it in that book where I got it highlighted it, I'll show you where they didn't understand, the Spaniards didn't understand the language of the Aztecs, so-called Aztecs. But go ahead, bro.
So, you know what I'm saying, we were like, that's probably the longest little conversation, you know what I'm saying, that me and him had, you know what I'm saying, just because the fact that, I'm bobbing and weaving myself, you know what I'm saying, at the plantation, you know what I'm saying, and so when he started, mentioning certain things, man, I'm like, man, okay, so maybe he knows a little something, you know what I'm saying, or if he don't, maybe I can hit him with something, you know what I'm saying, because, sometimes the spirit will jump on you, you know what I'm saying, that, you see Jake out there, you know what I'm saying, and sometimes they don't, understand certain things, and, you might want to enlighten them a little bit or whatever. And he happened to mention about the stars and the sun and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey man, you ever, the pyramids over there, I was like, in Egypt, I was like, and there's pyramids in Mexico, man. I was like, you ever, wonder, you know what I'm saying, why so? And he was like, man, I didn't even know, pyramids were in Mexico. And I was like, yeah, man, look it up. You know what I'm saying? If you have some time, man, look it up. And he's just like, damn. He's like, I didn't even know that. And I was like, well, yeah, man, that's how they get them. They got a body of pyramids called the Teotihuacan. And those are a body of pyramids that actually were set up in certain locations. You know what I'm saying, to actually read the sun. And they also got, you know, another body of pyramids that read the moon and the stars and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And but just I said that because he was saying something about, you know, yeah, they were able to read the sun and the moon and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, it was just, you know, a conversation that we were having. And you know, I told him the fact that yeah, man, you ever wonder how, you know what I'm saying? I mean, how would the so-called Aztecas even know how to build the pyramids? You know what I'm saying? From over there from Egypt. And he was like, man, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I never really thought about that.
You
know what I'm saying?
connected the dots.
Yeah, never connected the dots. You know what I'm saying? I never really thought about that. I was like, nah, it's something to look into. You know what I'm saying? But he was all, you know, excited. You know what I'm saying? I could tell in his spirit, man. He was kind of excited that we were chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? And we were talking about, you know, the so-called, you know, Aztecas and stuff like that. And because, like I said, I really don't communicate with him. You know what I'm saying? Just for the fact that, you know, I got to maneuver or do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? He's doing what he's got to do. But I be observing. You know what I'm saying? I just be watching and stuff like that. You know?
Right.
So, you know, we talking and stuff, man. And he's saying, you know, like, yeah, man, we're great people. You know what I'm saying? We're great people, man. The Aztecas and stuff like that. You know? And as soon as, you know what I'm saying, as soon as I'm like, yeah, man, I was like, that's true, man. That's true, you know what I'm saying? We are great people, you know what I'm saying? So in the spirit, man, I'm like, man, maybe I should hit him with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to see his reaction.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah,
I was
see
like,
what type of time he on.
So I'm like, yeah, man, I mean, I know you said, you know, we're great people, man, and you know, we were very smart and stuff like that, man. And I was like, I'm like, man, I was like, you know that we were actually mentioned in the Bible? And he was like, yeah, man, I know, you know what I'm saying? I know, you know, he said, you know, he said God, you know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, I know God, you know, said this, and he created the sun, and he created the moon, and he created this, and he created that. And I'm like, which is true. I was like, you know, well, it was, you know what I'm saying? The Heavenly Father giving the orders, you know what I'm saying, for those things to be done. You know what I'm saying?
The sun actually done it, and the angels.
So he was just like, yeah, man. So I'm like, man, but as soon as I'm like, okay, man, I'm like, man, I can show you in the scriptures, man, you know what I'm saying? And as soon as I bring up, you know what I'm saying, the scriptures, man, it seemed like his eyes, man, just started, you know what I'm saying, moving left and right and stuff, man, and I can already tell, like, all right, you know what I'm saying, his mind done went somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he ain't gonna be able to grasp it.
Right. In the beginning, you know what I'm saying, I could see, you know what I'm saying, that he was into it, but as soon as he was saying, you know what I'm saying, oh yeah, he believed in the Bible and how, you know, the Heavenly Father created the sun and the moon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I actually told him, you know what I'm saying, hey, I can show you in the scriptures where it's at, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I started talking like that, man, it just seemed like his eyes just went to wandering around and stuff, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be too much for him.
So in the spirit, I already knew that, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? You know, I can't really deal with that.
Yep. So we're gonna get that. That's in we're gonna get in Genesis. I mean Exodus, the first chapter. You can start the first verse. We're gonna read it down.
Alright. This is Exodus chapter 1, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Now these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. It says Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar.
See that? They go Issachar. Pay attention. Go ahead.
Zebulun and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali.
Now, when you read about Dan, the history of Dan, when you read Deuteronomy 33rd chapter, it tells you that Dan leaped into the other tribes. So we will find out who Dan is in the kingdom of heaven, man. But right now, we look through a glass darkly. So Dan is mingled amongst the other tribes when you read Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter, when you read the history on Dan. Go ahead.
It says, and Naphtali, Gad, Asher, this is verse 5, and all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 17 souls. For Joseph was in Egypt already.
Now, Joseph is interchangeable with Ephraim. Okay, so when you see Joseph, you see Ephraim. Go ahead.
This is verse 6. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly.
So Israel became a what? A strong nation in Egypt. Okay? Go ahead.
And multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them.
Yeah, the land was filled with the Israelites in Egypt. Go ahead.
So verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
So we were mightier than them Egyptians, man. See that?
So verse 10, it says, Come on, let us deal wisely with them.
So they had to come with crafty counsel, man, against the Israelites that was in their land, man. Okay? They had to come with crafty counsel. So you so-called Negroes want to run and be an Egyptian, okay? The Egyptians were scared of the children of Israel, okay? They were scared of the children of Israel, okay? And the real Egyptians today are the Watusis, Zulus, and Sudanese. They down in the Democratic and the Republic of the Congo. That's where they at today. Because they were pushed out of Egypt by them Arabs, by Arabs. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, Lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies.
So they had to take, they had to get together and come against the children of Israel. That's why so-called white men, going back to Margaret Sanger and Emmy Leach, that's why they got Planned Parenthood on every corner, man. That's why they came up with eugenics, man, a good birth, because it's all designed to slow down the population of the children of Israel, because the children of Israel would increase, man, during the time when hell put on them. They're like so-called Mexicans, man. You see one or two of them, but you forgot to look behind them and see the 8 that's with them. Okay? Because they increase rapidly due to the affliction and the hell they go through. Okay? All the tribes they happen to. So when you go into the history about the Devil's Punch Bowl, okay, when you go into their history, them Edomites was shocked how fast the Israelites was multiplying when you go into their history dealing with the Devil's Punch Bowl, man. Okay, go ahead.
It says, and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. So verse 11, therefore they did set over them taskmasters.
Okay, here we go, dealing with the slavery. Okay, here we go. Because you gotta remember, before they went into this hardcore bondage, they was living it up. Okay? They were living it up in Egypt. Okay? But this one is hell finna come on. Okay, go ahead, bro.
It says to afflict them with their brethren, Salakia, to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh's treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses, or Ramas,
Ramses.
Ramses. And this is verse 12. But the more they afflict them, the more they multiply and grew.
See, the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. So we're gonna look up that word afflict. Okay? We're gonna look up that word afflict, because that's the same way that happened to us as a people. Okay? And you're gonna like to know the Native American. That's how you know we are the Israelites, man, because the more hell get put on us as the people, the more we multiply. That's why they got that idea of dealing with the gremlins. Instead of gremlins, you know what I'm saying, multiplying by hell being put on them, they jumped in the water and multiplied. If you tried to exterminate them, they jumped in the water and multiplied. That's where Esau got that idea from, man. He reversed it and put it in and put the gremlins in water. And the gremlins represent the so-called Negroes, man. When you go into their history, man, about why they created gremlins, and it was basically racist, so to speak. Okay.
All right. It's an afflict, right?
Yeah.
This is Strong's H6031. Now is to be put down, become low, to be depressed, be downcast, to be afflicted,
To be put low, to be downcast, to be afflicted, man. So Israel was what? Catching hell, man. Same way they catching this society, man. And that's why they had to put Planned Parenthood on every corner, man. And that's why they target the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans the way they target them, man. That's why they want to hit them with vaccines, man. Okay? Because they know the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we talking about Issachar right now, they know that they will multiply, man. You know? Go ahead.
All right. Back in says back in Exodus chapter 1, verse 12. But the more they were afflicted, the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
They were grieved because of the children of Israel, because